shit, this car pulls really hard. Road as well, so that sucks. And you know, it's an asshole move to go to a free event, a free dinner, whatever it is, and then complain about the food or whatever the item is that you're getting for free. You know, you're getting to test drive these cars and really push it to the limits on the street. You can't do this anywhere else. You know, there's no other company. I've looked. I don't think I've seen any other company let you free drive these cars like this for free. You know what I mean? You get to street drive the cars by yourself, of all things. You know. So let's get on to the topic of the M2 here. The M2 is really nice. The M2 is really nice. The M2 is really nice. I can definitely drive it in manual mode all day. I don't care. I already drive a stick shift, as you know, so I don't mind driving cars hard. I don't mind the jerkiness of the cars. This, like I said, this is a really comfortable car. Compared to the X3, I think the seats hug you a lot more in here. There's not really much body roll. I definitely feel like I'm in a race car. You know, my seating position is because my hair is tied, but I'm really comfortable right now, man. You can like drop the seat back a little bit, you know, right here, you can drop the seat back a little bit like this and just chill, you know, it's a nice car. And then when you really want to, drop it in sport, put the shifter over and just use the paddles and shift the gears yourself, or have it shift for you, whatever you prefer. Or if you got a manual, even better, more fun for you, man. I think the M240, you should get it in a manual. For me, I already have a stick shift, so I wanted to look for a DCT car, and this is probably the car for me. Either this or like an M3 or an M2. Those are the cars I'm looking at right now, but this car sounds amazing out of factory with the M Performance exhaust on it. It pops. It doesn't have like too many snap crackle pops like the X3M, but it's really nice. So let's just get on the car right here. Already at 60. I mean, 0 to 60 in just a matter of seconds is ridiculous. And keep in mind, this car is small. It weighs almost as much as the M4, but it's really small, and it feels light. It's not that much lighter compared to the M4, but it feels light. That's the difference. You don't feel like you're driving some big ass car because it is smaller. The extra weight, I was actually talking to a guy that drove the M2 on the track. The extra weight on the M2, he said, actually helped him, you know, keep the rear planted and sliding a little bit more, so it was nice. But, you know, this car is a hell of a lot of fun. The wheel, the M Performance wheel it has, it feels great. So I'm going to drop it down to third right here and do a little pull. Foot to the floor here. Dude, I mean, you can hit 100 in this car, no problem. I'm getting real close. I just don't want to do it because I don't want to, you know, fat speeding ticket. If you get a ticket at these events, the BMW events that they do, the Ultimate Driving Experience, you keep that shit. You know, it's on you. You're driving. You're by yourself. So if you go here, you can bring your friends in the car. For the M240 and the M2 in general, I would say the back seats are not usable. Like this, the passenger seat isn't far back right now, and there's about this much room between the seat and the back seat. Not usable at all, really, in my opinion. But the trunk is actually pretty big. It's got decent room back there. I think the seats fold down as well. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. But if that's the case, I mean, it's got a bunch of trunk space in the back, and if the seats fold down, that's even better. It's all the more better. So you can definitely fit a lot of things in this car. If you have a kid or something, you know, I wouldn't get this car. That's just my opinion. I've driven a kid around in my car before, and it's a two-door, so it sucks having to open the door, pop the seat forward. People put people in the back all the time. But if you're like me and you just pretty much drive yourself all the time, and you don't really pick anybody up, and if you do, you know, you might pick up like your wife or your husband or like maybe your best friend or whatever, and you keep them in the passenger seat, that's fine. You know, it's really doable. I don't even touch the back seats in my car at all. People sit back there. I don't sit back there, obviously. You know, I get my car to drive it. And if you want this car as a driver's car, this is the car for you. If you want something a little bit faster, obviously I'd say get the M2. But keep in mind, the M240 has a new B58 engine in it, and the M2 has the tuned N55. Although they do have the competition package now where you have the S55 in it, which is the M engine. So now it's like a real M car. I'm trying to get it to pop right here. It doesn't pop as much, but like I said, it feels like a race car. When you floor it, you don't have to give it full throttle. You can give it half throttle, and it really gets you moving. I'm gonna give it half throttle right here. Actually, I'm gonna go down to third. We'll do a second gear pull because we're going pretty slow right now. Let's do a second gear pull here. Ready? Half throttle. It sounds amazing. The shifts, the noise in between shifts on all these M cars, the M Performance models and the M cars, it's amazing. It really sounds good. So you can hear me downshifting right now. It really does slow down the car a lot. just like in a stick shift. It's really authentic. The new transmissions, the ZF speed transmissions on these cars, it's got the 8-speed ZF transmission, man, the shifts are instant, man. Like, before you can even think about it, it does it. I'd say it's right around there with the DCT, man. It's really nice. So we're just gonna Florida here, third gear. This car looks amazing on the road. It looks like a normal car from certain angles, but overall, when you drive this thing, you know what you're in. And when they see you fly by them on the road, when other people see you, they know that, oh shit, that car sounds loud, it sounds good, it's fast. It just flew by me, it's small, it's a sports car, you know? This is white with the red interior, by the way, and I gotta tell you, BMW does red interiors really well. I really like the red interior in this. Even brown, I like the brown interior as well. White's nice, it just doesn't do it for me. I feel like I'd spill stuff in that car, so it'd fuck it up. Black is too basic, you know, like the dashboard is black and everything, the wheel's black, the rest of the car is black. So I don't want black interior and, you know, black panels. That's a little too much for me. For me, I would do the red interior, or I would do the yellow, or I would do the red interior or the brown interior. And maybe do like some different trims on the car. But I just put my signal on, man. I got signal fluid, don't worry. Yo, I didn't even put this thing in sport. I'm dumb. There we go, now we're in sport. Oh, it's popping now, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright, I'm gonna, oh, I think this is a cop. Oh, no, it's not, we're good. I'm gonna see if I can rev it for you up here. I don't know if you can hear that. This car pulls really hard, and let me tell you, I've driven this thing. Last time I went to the event, 3 days in a row. I've driven it the last 2 days a lot. Like I told you, it's one of my favorite cars. So I can tell you, I've driven this car at least maybe like 50 times by now on the street, just like this, pushing it every time. And I gotta tell you, it's really nice. This guy's looking at me because he's a construction worker. I'm not gonna go fast here, but this car is just amazing, man. It's really cool. So it pulls hard, it's light, it feels good, and the interior is really comfortable. So like right now I'm driving it normal with the paddle shifters in sport mode, by the way, and it's got a good sound, it goes quick, and you can drive it normally. Right now I'm just cruising in 4th gear, but you know, just like most cars that are really, oh shit, never mind, there's a guy there. You got it. Oh, that's sick. Those little spider things, the 3-wheel cars, those are awesome. Anyway, what I was saying was, if I want to drop it down to the 3rd gear right here, a little bit of a pull. Dude, this thing pulls so hard, and it feels so good every time you do it. You hit those downshifts, and it pops. So the B58 engine, it sounds, in my opinion, a lot better than the S engine. The M engine, basically. You can do a lot of exhaust work to the car and stuff to make it sound good, but in my opinion, I think the B58 sounds a little bit better straight out of factory, and with mods as well. You have to try really hard to make an M car sound nice and not too raspy, especially like an M3. It's just crazy, man. The B58 is great. It's really fast. It's new and improved. And honestly, I feel like it could take more of a beating. I mean, these cars are driven hard every single day at these events, and they bring them back the next year after, and they work perfectly fine, and it's great. So I think if you get this car, you're looking at a little bit more longevity with it. Me personally, I probably wouldn't keep it after a couple of years. I'd just get it like an M2 or something. Yeah, this thing pulls really hard. Like I'm flying right now, man. And there's just no better feeling than getting in this car specifically and just fucking flooring it, man. I don't know if you can hear the engine, but the shifts are instantaneous, just like that. And this car sounds amazing, man. I just can't get over the sound. The engine with the exhaust on it is amazing. If you get a tune on this car straight out of the factory, you can just get a quick little tune. You can boost the power already. and make the exhaust sound a lot better. You can get like a pops and bangs map on the car, make the exhaust just snap and crack to your liking. You can close the valves, open the valves, obviously, with Sport, Comfort, Eco, and Sport Plus. And I gotta tell you, man, there's just no better feeling than getting in this car and just enjoying it. This is a driver's car. Whether you get a DCT or a stick, it's a driver's car. And that's the best part about this thing. No one can tell you shit in this. You wanna pass them? You go ahead and pass them. So right now I'm in second gear and I'm pulling the car back in, and I gotta tell you, if you guys have never been, I know this kind of sounds like a sales pitch, if you guys have never been to the BMW event, just go, man, it's free. I don't work for these guys, I'm just getting to know a lot of the guys that work here, but it's completely free, so why wouldn't you come, you know? You get to test drive these cars, you know, you get to get on them really heavy, and it's great, it really is.